Hey.
Hello, everyone. We had a big week this week because first we passed the important milestone of 6,969 downloads. Oh yeah, 69, and then more importantly, today 7,000 downloads, which is freaking amazing because I think last year at this time we might have had 2,000 if we were lucky. So most of that has been this year, and it's been y'all listen to us assholes play RuneQuest. So thank you very much. We appreciate it so much. We really do. Especially because I think now Rainey told me it's like we've been downloaded in 50 countries.
Wow.
Which is like insane to me. Yeah. So hello out there in the world. And thanks for listening to us. Hello, world.
You big, beautiful, nerdy world. We love you.
All you nerds out there. So
international
cool
nerds.
Yep. You look like you ate a Smurf, Amber. I'm just saying it right now.
I did.
So Kent watched our last session, so that means that he gets to tell us what happened.
Yeah, I recapped it.
I quit. Leaves.
Kent just like kills his camera.
No, so
I can do it if you can. It's fine. But
he's got this.
I got this. So
okay.
With the last session, we had taken Renavella and Nemiast.
Yep.
He's got the names and everything. But Kent's the best of us, guys.
He really is.
Out of the Vale through the back door, which is a pass up the back. Yeah.
You had to call it the
pass up the back.
Just killing it, Kent. Back door, pass
Sarah.
up the back.
Already,
Love
that's recap.
Keep it going.
We made it like half a day until we got to a nice little small stead that we stopped at to
it took like a full day to get there.
Took like a full day. Yeah, we arrived like right at night, right about dinner.
Yeah. For lunch.
And
name of the
as
place
we were there, there was
Birch Cross. Sorry.
Birch Cross. Yes, yep. I have Battle of Birch Cross written down.
Yep.
Battle of Birch Cross. Wow.
At Birch Cross, we came across a hefty, sage-looking dude telling stories around fire for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
His name I can't quite remember. Harvar?
I don't know if we ever got his name.
Shit. I forgot his name too.
I don't know
hold
if
on.
we ever got it.
Aardvark.
Hardvark. No, it was hold on. I'll tell you. Go on. Continue. I'll look it up.
It's so fun.
He was telling the story. Des and Nemias went over to listen as everyone else was doing social managing and buying of fruits.
His name was Rolthor, by the way.
Rolthor.
Yep.
He was telling a story of the headless god. I can't remember his name.
Thanatar.
And how he killed the lover of Carofin.
Lankor Mai, who's the god of knowledge. Yep.
I am not the god of knowledge.
Lankor Mai? That sounds like a antibiotic.
His name is Lankor Mai. He does have a beard though, so like you could pass if you wanted to. Yeah.
Basically telling the story of how this god would ended up killing himself to chase the lover of Lankor Mai, took her head, used her head and its knowledge to do other things, realized that it needed more head and more knowledge and more power from these heads, and just kept doing that.
More notes from last session. More head.
Good notes.
After the story concluded, we started getting ready for dinner, help prep a little bit, and then the battle came, and we were besieged by scorpion men and flaming arrows and a couple of brew. All were taken out by mostly the sleep spell.
Yeah.
Fucking
your pacifist.
The pacifist is the combat beast.
Yep. She was just like, you go to sleep, and you go to sleep, and nope.
Fuck you, it's nap time.
And someone else will kill you.
And Aranina
just killed the fuck out of everything.
One of them in half.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Hrothar took Nemiast and booked it, and Bryn and Lonson gave chase.
And Quicksilver.
They caught up, dehorsed the dude, and Quicksilver ripped off his leg.
Yep. That was the end of him.
That was the end of him.
And that was the end of a Thanatar Rune Lord, everyone, because fucking RuneQuest combat is brutal. And it doesn't matter who you are.
Rune Lord is a big wolf.
Yeah. He got wolfed.
Accidentally killed. Accidental leg ripping.
No.
She just got too excited.
It's within the rules. He killed him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
It was an accident on Quicksilver's part, though.
Yeah.
Like,
she was just like, it's my turn. Ha! I got a leg. Oh, I wasn't supposed to have this leg.
He deserved it. It's cool. But, yeah.
Well, once everyone kind of came back to the stead, someone had run off and got help from a contingent of lunars that were
correct
out and about. Which, if you've been watching, most of us have hate of lunars, which is not a good thing.
Thank you, C-Stock. 14 months. Thank you, C-Stock.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And who was it? It was the I cannot remember their names. The
lunar.
I know. I only remember you gave her a German accent.
Yes, that she was from Oraya. And I don't remember her name.
The Imperator, wherever she is. Yeah.
No, she is a canon character, but I don't remember her name right now. I can look it up if you want me to. But
I only wrote down Arrowstone Cavalry Lunar.
The Lunar Leader.
That one.
It was
the leader of the band.
Yeah, it was the Arrowstone Cavalry she was with. She's actually not the commander of the Arrowstone Cavalry. She's the commander of the Maronite Swords. But I don't. Now I'm gonna have to look up her name. No, I can't.
No,
it's
you
in
don't
a weird place. Yeah, I don't remember her name right now. But she's a canon character.
Clout.
Yes.
A lunar with clout.
Yes. Death to sepulcher and her lunars, as Kung Fu Fenris says.
As we were all there, the other tribe that was hunting down Renavella and Namiast showed up, or they showed up first, then the lunars.
Yeah, the Sambari tribe.
We did not comply with the Sambari tribe.
Renavella asked the lunars for safe haven because the Sambari wanted to kill Nemiast for bearing a chaos mark, of which he did not want.
Or choose, yeah.
But happened to get through his initiation.
Yep. His initiation went askew.
Yes.
Not unlike other people's.
Looking at Jaskara and Kymries.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
We don't talk about the void.
Mine went precisely as planned.
Yeah, so that's
first rule about Void Club is you don't talk about Void Club.
That's correct. The best part was when Rue, you were actually trying to talk to Britt about that, and you were like, I can't tell you.
No, I was like, no, wait, a girl is here. Go away.
No girls allowed.
The boys club closes door on Treehouse.
So with that, you travel back to the stead, which is to the Vale, which is again another day up the mountains.
Yep.
So we'll pick up there. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to rewind a little bit in time to about a day or so ago when you guys are about to leave. Meanwhile, Kymries, you know that your friends were setting off. You were ready to go with them. You woke up in the morning, sleeping outside, as you do,
in my home,
and you're ready to go.
You're home. That bench in the middle of town.
But Savan is there, like already in the morning.
Come in.
He's just kind of standing over you, like he's got these long hands, and he's kind of like, I know you were supposed to leave with your friends today, but the time And the omens are good for something. I require you to come with me instead.
He's being
Prime
so
Reese is
sketchy
like,
about
I'm
something.
conflicted. Prime Reese is like, can I let them know that I'll be gone?
You may.
Okay, I will be back.
They're probably
In a
staging
jiffy.
because this is you sleep like right in front of the main hall,
Right.
so they'll probably see you. So
I'll,
you can
Yeah, I would say I would go tell Descara that
Okay.
I've got something that came up and I won't be able to join them.
Which is
I just like unceremoniously yell into his house that I can't go with them at the moment. Saban needs me. I'll get back with you guys as soon as I can. And then I'd like just run.
which is
I can't go. Shaman shit.
par for the course because assistant shamans are required to spend 90% of their time assisting their mentor and doing secret shaman shit like this. So
yeah, I'm fucking slacking. I spend at least 10% of my time burying myself under the earth, pretending I'm dead.
So you meet him back and he's like, everything is attended to.
Yes, they will all be aware soon that I will not join them.
Very good. I'm sure they'll be fine. Lonson and Erenina are going with them.
Yes.
Real adults.
Yes, absolutely. They are better than I am.
Very well. Come with me. And he leads you. Not to your usual meditating spot, which is up on the mountain by where the Royals Grove is. You know, that cliff face that you kind of climb down and hang on. He leads you instead up behind White Birch Stead, which is where there's a lot of birch trees up there. And he leads you back up there. And you climb for a good portion of the day. So it's about mid-morning when he finds kind of just a little clearing in between the birches. And it's summertime, so it's hot. You're sweating by then, and you've had to stop and drink some water out of some streams and stuff. But he's like, this will do. And he lights a little fire, which doesn't seem necessary given that it's hot. It's like August, right? It's fire season. In our parlance, it's like August. It's hot for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. So he does that, and then he begins chanting and praying to Orlanth and wind spirits to protect you. And as he does that, wind kind of blows in and whooshes around in a circle around your area for a while, almost like you're in the eye of like a hurricane or a tornado. And then all of a sudden the wind just stops. And it just leaves a couple of drifting like leaves that eventually fall to the ground. And everything all of a sudden in that little area you were in is very quiet and still. Before that, you heard bugs and birds and all the things you would expect from a summer forest. But then Savan, thank you, Glowing Nova. Savan says, let's sit. I'm sorry, my son is like breaking something upstairs. Sit, and we shall meditate today. And he reaches into a pouch and he pulls out, he's got these plants, all right? And it's they're dried, very dried out plants, so like when you press a flower, and it has like a milky gray flower and a very tuberous root. And he gives it to you and he says, eat one, and I shall eat the other.
Can I see if I know what it is?
You may roll a plant lore roll if you want.
I do want to.
And somebody just make a note that Glowing Nova gave us rolls all around.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe I made that. 57. I've got not that much for plant lore. Plant lore. No, I failed. But I've never had a problem eating plants I don't know what they are in the woods before, so I'm not about to start now.
Okay. He sees you kind of staring at it, and he's like, it's dreamweed.
Dreamweed.
So now
Does
you
this
know.
grow around here?
I was fucking right. It's drugs.
That's a good question. I believe it grows in packs, but don't quote me on that.
Okay.
So I'm going to just say kind of non-canonically until I can look it back up again. It grows in packs.
I eat it as he asked me, and as I eat it,
You eat it too.
I say,
I would say for free, give yourself like 1% in plant lore because he just told you what it is.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me up to 26%. Yeah. Cool.
And
Okay.
yeah, go ahead. You were saying something. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I start eating it and then I say, Saban, how old were you when you began your initiation? And who did you train under?
Fuck. Hold on a second as I get up the name generator. I was just initiated as an adult, as a matter of fact. Shamans are not, it's not a path you choose, it is one that chooses you. I believe you understand that. But I was, when I was young, it was Garolf Dog's Breath, who was the shaman of the clan who taught me what I know.
What
And
happened
also
to him?
what I know of War. Oh, he passed away of old age.
Do you know, can a shaman still be useful when their spirit leaves their body and they're no longer drawing breath?
I speak to him often, if that's what you ask.
I take like a deep breath in and I think of that. I look at the man before me, and then I think of his mentor that I never knew. And then I imagine like all of the ancestors of this tribe
And
going
as
back
you're doing
hundreds
that,
of years.
The Dreamweed is quick kicking in, and you actually see like all these people like standing not behind him, but kind of like around the fire on the outside.
Amazing.
Like all watching in on you, and you're like, "Oh, that's amazing!" And you can see him starting to like, you're starting to get really, really tired, and so is he. And you're just all of a sudden, you're just kind of like, and he does the same thing. You fall, you're out. You don't even remember out. All of a sudden, you're standing in knee deep snow, and there's no wind. It's absolutely dead. And you're cold. You're standing in a fallow field. It's unplowed, it's unplanted, it's unharvested, and the winds again are dead. And snow is just falling straight down out of a gray sky. And in front of you, you see Carolfin looming huge, almost to the sky. It's almost as big as the crack in the void that you saw when you went to the end of the world. That's how big Carolfin is when you stand up and you're looking at it. It's canonically, it's like 13 miles high or something like that, which is higher than Everest. So it's huge. And it's just a cone that stands straight up in the eye. There are no clouds around Carolfin. And you know that's a bad thing. Carolfin is usually wreathed in clouds when Orlanth is home. You see no clouds, and you hear...
I kind of scratch my head and I whisper out loud, "Where have you gone?"
You see empty steads. Their hearth fires are out. You hear the weeping of women and the cries of hungry children. You hear prayers to Orlanth and Ronaldo that are unanswered. And in the sky, you see a great red moon hand just hanging bloated and fat and evil in the sky. And as you look at it, it opens. And you know how like reptiles have like a nictating membrane, so they have like that third eyelid that kind of like opens to the side. You see it open, and then the moon suddenly is a great reptilian eye that is staring down at you. And you hear roars and screams of fear and just hold on, get my notes again. You see roars and screams, choruses of thousands of screams of fear and just terror, absolute terror. And you see new stars appear in the heavens. You see old stars blink out, and you know that a wind begins blowing again. This wind is coming from the east, and you know the wind is bringing something with it. It's something or someone is coming from this wind from the east, and it's bringing with it destruction. But destruction is also rebirth. And the next thing you know, even though it's a hot day at the end of summer, you're lying next to that fire and you're very thankful it's there because you are freezing.
Kind of
and you see Saban's
think
kind of
about-
like coming too.
I think about how cold I am, and I can't help but think about that spirit that I met during my initiation, the one that looked like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like when I go to move my body and I'm so cold and rigid, you know, the obvious answer is like I'm cold and my blood's not circulating well, so I can't move well. But I can't help but feel like that spirit is like trying to move my body on my behalf as I slowly kind of sit up and move towards the fire.
Saban does the same thing, and you can tell he's very, very like skeletal thin almost. So he's like shivering, and he looks at you. Yeah, he's tall though, unlike you. He's got like the Christopher Lee kind of thing going on from like when he played Sauron. That's kind of what he's got. Not quite the beard. His hair and beard aren't like straight though; they're wild. But something was said in Zoom chat, as I can see laughing.
Amber referenced the Sauron
Christopher
beans.
Lee, like 30 seconds after I posted the Christopher Lee Sauron bean meme.
It's the picture of Gandalf and Sauron.
Yeah.
And Gandalf is like, tell me, friend, when did Sauron the Wise abandon reason for beans? It's a cutout picture of Sauron.
Yes,
and he's just filled in with baked beans.
As Fenris says, Saruman, not Sauron. Forgive me, I'm American.
Saruman, sorry.
It is not part of my cultural history the way it is the history of the British. Saruman.
Abandoned reason for beans, and then it has a picture of him and beans, and it says bean noises.
So he's shivering, and he looks at you, and he just looks right in your eyes, and he's got this thing where he can look at you and kind of like looks into you, and you have seen it too.
Orlanth wasn't home.
Something is coming.
What do we do?
He kind of warms his hands on the fire, and he goes, we prepare you. You must initiate soon.
Shouldn't we prepare everyone?
Yes. Yours, though, I think will be a unique burden.
Come
on, help me out.
And bare.
Like the great winter. I needed to see if you saw it as well. I've been seeing it for a while.
I did.
I do what I can to strengthen the storm gods. I fear if we do not do enough, the moon will lay them to rest.
I kind of like clench my jaw when he says that.
Enough of that, though. Help me find some mushrooms.
And maybe some firewood.
Yeah.
And I go along with him and gladly help him start gathering supplies.
Sure. With that, you guys arrive back in the back home. Was there anything pressing you wanted to do when you arrived back home?
No, I think
I'm talking to everyone else, not you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're still looking for mushrooms.
I'm always home. I live outside.
Yeah, you are, right? No, I'm talking. Yeah, that was the day they left. Canonically, it would be they go out a day, they come back a day. It's like 2 days later they arrive home. For the rest of the crew, is there anything you guys wanted to do when you got home, like immediately pressing?
Just business as usual. Say hi to Mom.
Sure.
I'm okay, everybody.
Probably fill people in on what happened, I'd imagine.
Yeah. It was a very short. Thought it would take longer, kind of like Rue's trip to see the Telmore.
Yep.
It's gonna take us 3 days. Like
I could be gone for a long time. I'll come back someday. 4 hours later.
A 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
There is
like some.
Sorry, Christian. There was something I wanted to do for the 2 days that they're gone.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to go and see if I could like hunt a deer and get like a pelt or a hide of an animal to make a fur kind of coat or blanket.
Okay.
So and that would probably take me 2 days because I'm not very good at literally any of those things.
So we'll
I guess Discar and I are gonna have to go find Tyrese when we get back.
I mean, I would. Here's the thing, though. Like I would. So I'm proficient with a bow-ish. I have a 20
are wider. Like
in bow. But Kymrese would probably like pray to the spirits and ask for this offering, and like maybe he would recruit one of the hunters from the village. and ask them like, hey, this would be a great service if you could find me the pelt of an animal.
So
Barath is like, well, at least we didn't walk into a bee nest.
So you can barter for one if you want to. You can literally ask Barath whose kid you saved, and he'll probably just give you one.
I can't do that in exchange for nothing. I'll never give any. I might give people rocks, but I can't just take shit.
You literally saved his child's soul. He will give you a pelt of an animal.
All right, I will take the pelt of an animal, and in exchange, I'm going to give him that carving that I have of a snake eating itself.
We're gonna role play this shit, bro.
Okay.
Wait. So carving a snake eating itself, was that the one you got from your grandma? No, she's got the stone with the yeah.
Correct. Mm-hmm. I believe the carving of the snake eating itself was a token that I was awarded when I went on my like mystical initiation.
You're going to give that away.
I don't have anything.
Dude, just be like, I found this rock that's super cool. It'll bring you luck.
Okay, I'll do something else. I would happily I tell him in exchange for this pelt that I will do a ritual of protection with like burnt ash like around his home. And I'll tell him a little bit of what I've seen and that we need to be prepared. Okay, so you go. So is that a fair exchange? That's like a service.
We're gonna. Well, hold on. You get there, and he's ironically enough, tanning a hide.
Okay. Oh,
and he's like,
hello, Barath. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, come. Wait, let me get you something to drink. Hold on. And he gets you some mead.
I take a sip of it and I like toast it to him and I say, thank you for your hospitality.
What is it I can help you with?
Well, I have a very special request of you.
Anything.
Well, I very much I need an animal coat or a hide, something that I could use for a blanket. I know that you're very busy.
And he goes back into his shed and he comes out with a very nice. That's not bear. It's a deer cloak, but it's got like a beaver pelt trim along the shoulders. And he says, I was working on this one for a while. I was going to keep it for myself. It might be a little big for you, but it'll keep you warm as a blanket.
I look at it, and the craftsmanship of it is probably fucking amazing. It's certainly better than anything I could ever do.
Yeah.
And I tell him, thank you so much. It's not for me, but it is important nonetheless. And I say, I'm afraid I don't have much. And I like literally have the clothes on my back and a couple rocks in my pocket and this fucking ogre tongue choker around my neck. And I tell him, but if you have nicely, time, by the way. If you have a moment, I'd like to.
Did we lose Troy?
What'd you say?
Oh, I thought we lost you for a minute. Go ahead. You froze up for a minute.
No, I was just going to tell him if he has a minute. If you have a minute, I'm going to perform a blessing of protection on your house.
I will take any blessings that you wish to offer.
Perhaps
a good note was put in the chat.
Some more warm.
Maybe telling people about your visions because it might stress them out.
Oh, yeah. I won't tell him any specifics, but I tell him, perhaps if you have free time, maybe focus on making some more warm blankets. We might need them.
Okay. I will do that.
And I just kind of leave it at that, sort of cryptic. And then I'll take some, I'm assuming I have ash available somewhere.
Yeah.
I definitely gather it in the woods all the time. And I'll just kind of burn the ash. And I actually have the spell protection. So I don't know if I'm going to I probably won't cast the spell on his home,
So
but I'll maybe
protection-
use some of the same like
protection-
language.
Yeah, protection is like an armor spell that you use on yourself.
Right. So perhaps I'll
So
use some of the same like verbal and somatic
Yeah.
gestures and
Yeah,
stuff
you
like
can-
that,
you
and
can
then burn the
definitely
ash
do like
around
a-
his
yeah.
house.
perfect. You absolutely can do that. Roll
Yeah.
me a spirit, like roll me your spirit
Um,
magic check to see how you do. Which is your power times 5.
Yes, I succeeded.
Oh, all right. So yeah, you use protective languages, and you do some of the stuff you've seen Saban do when he creates these kind of circles. And so you think you did a good job. And again, he thanks you. And
The
he
thought
says,
that counts? Question mark.
What's that?
I said
Yeah,
it's
right,
the
exactly.
thought that counts? Question mark.
Correct. And he says to you, wear it well, may it keep you warm.
Thank you again. And I finish the mead,
Thank
and I leave his home.
He goes back to doing his bear guy stuff.
And then I'll take a quick ganter across town.
Okay. Hello?
We lost him. There's no way he's that still.
No, there's no way that he's that still. He took a quick ganter across town.
He's gantering still.
He's still gantering. All right, why don't
Gantering, please wait.
loading. It's like a loading screen in a video game. Anyone else have anything to do while we're waiting for him? I'm just going to text him. That's we lost him.
I don't think so. I might
Go out
ask-
hunting.
I might ask Lonson if we can step up our training sessions and like put in extra training.
Oh, he said his internet died. Oh fuck.
Oh no.
No.
I can barely hear you, Jess.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
no.
really, really soft.
Is that better?
Yeah, much
Yes.
better.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey guys, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are. We got you. Cool.
Okay. Sorry, my internet connection is spotty at the moment. But go ahead and carry on with the rest of the group. Just
Well,
before
I'll
they
split
come
that
back,
into
let
the-
me.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So, unless you mind letting Troy do his thing here.
Wait, what?
Let him do his thing, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do
thing.
that.
Just
Do
until I get better
And then-
internet, you guys do your shit.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Okay. Go ahead, Bryn.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying I'll probably just ask Lonson for like extra training sessions when we get back.
Sure. Okay.
Just extra angry and wants to, I don't know,
Yeah.
tear something up.
Okay. Yeah, you have a couple very vigorous training sessions.
Go hit a
Some
tree or
some
something.
time is going to pass. That's kind of why I'm waiting for Troy, because we're gonna fast
Yeah.
forward through a couple weeks here. Does anyone else?
Oh,
have
a couple
anything
weeks.
else?
Shit.
Oh yeah, we're going through some time. Yeah. So like, is there anything else pressing you need to do before we fast forward?
Well, pressing. I guess I'll go see Esrala, say that we didn't quite
There you
make it out to Jamestown,
Go see the
Johnstown.
girl.
So I know we ended up bringing back something for. Oh crap! What did I grab for her?
Berries.
Did we just bring back the berries?
I think that's what it was.
Strawberries?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
brought back some berries, some nice berries. Aw. Girls love food gifts.
Yeah.
I like as soon as I said it, like that's what popped into my head. I was like, was it just the berries? But I
Yeah.
guess it's just a nice,
Didn't make
nice
it to
bundle of berries
Johnstown.
that out of Birch Cross. Didn't quite make it further than that.
From what I hear, I'm glad you made it back.
Yeah, it was. We were lucky to have. God damn! I keep forgetting her name.
Aranina.
Aranina and Lonson.
How can you forget Aaron?
I know
name?
it's all the other E's. All the other
What
E's
other
just
E's are
combined
there?
into Esrala.
Arnalda, Esrala.
Yep,
Yeah.
Whatever.
all the other E's.
Every woman basically has a variation of an E name because they're all named after Israel.
I actually
basically.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure you did your share too. But I love strawberries. Thank you.
Glad I
I'm
was
glad
able
you're
to grab
back.
something.
You didn't have to grab anything, but I'm glad you did. Come by tomorrow, and I'll have something for you.
Okay.
Calm down, Amber.
Could be anything.
You go the next day, and she's made you some strawberry like biscuits.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Those fucking
Oh yeah.
the Popeyes
Popeyes
strawberry
biscuits.
biscuits. Yeah.
I don't think I've had those yet.
Oh God, they're so good.
Oh yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Meanwhile,
never-
yeah,
I was just gonna say you will never get anything like that, Rue. Bryn cannot bake.
In fact, Rue is going to bring Bryn lunch fairly often over the next couple weeks. He goes out and he hunts things, and then he, takes the favorite thing that he caught of the day and goes out to whichever field Bryn is at. And they just cook it up in the fields and have lunch.
Yeah, you find her either like minding the herds, or
Probably
you find
beating
her
up a tree.
beating up a tree, like
Yeah.
throwing her javelin and practicing. Or sometimes you find Lance in there, like just like fighting.
Aw.
And you can join in if you want to train as well.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a good time. I'll let Bryn beat me up.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna kick Rue's ass.
Yeah, you guys.
It's a great time.
Bryn is surprisingly aggressive.
Yep.
Yep.
It's charming.
Tyrese, what did you want to do with the thing that you had, your blanket?
Blanket? The beaver?
Yeah, his beaver pelt.
I
Oh no.
Oh no, he's dubstepping.
Troy.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad. Okay, it got a little worse.
go and knock. Sorry, it's just gonna have to wait till I can get the hotspot in here.
Yeah, no worries, man. Okay. Shit. We're gonna back forward to that because some time's passing. Try again, Troy.
No, it's
No, we'll
not
probably
good.
have to. Yeah, we'll probably have to wait.
Okay.
until
We'll
Julia-
go back and canon it. It's fine.
Yeah, fine. Just real quick, what were you gonna do? Just say it. We won't, so we know, and then we can always go back and role play it if we want.
I was gonna go to Harold's house and give him this blanket.
Oh,
Nice. Okay. Help me again. Who's Harold?
His dad.
Fucking
My dad.
GM. Oh,
I
shit.
haven't-
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
Okay.
seen him since I
Okay.
left, since that thing happened.
oh shit!
You've got a good connection. Let's do this right now. Okay. So, yeah, he's, you find him potting up some pots. He's got the thing and he's, wheeling them up.
Potting up some pots.
I don't know. what the
Throwing
technical
some
term-
pots, Christian. Throwing. You throw pots.
You throw them? What do you
Yeah,
throw them at?
that's wheel throw,
Oh.
like wheel spinning.
Oh, okay.
Throwing. You throw clay.
Thank you.
Pottery.
I like
Okay.
potting up pots better personally, but I
Potting
also
up
like
pots.
seed. So what do I know? Go on.
Yeah, I would have knocked on the door. I wouldn't have just walked in,
Oh.
but
He goes,
He can't just
"Enter."
walk into his own home.
Oh, come in.
Former
it's not my
home.
home anymore.
Come in.
Oh, I walk in and I say, "Hey, Harold."
Oh, how are you, boy?
I know I haven't stopped by in a while. I've been busy with saving and the rest of the town's needed stuff. Sorry. I just wanted to give you this.
Oh, I thank you.
It should keep you warm.
Thank you. I know what you're doing with saving, and I'm not saying I understand it, but I'm proud. Can't hear you, Troy.
No, that wasn't for you. I was yelling at my children.
Oh, okay. Fair. I do that often. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it's very fine quality. I obviously didn't make it, but I guess I helped somebody enough where they felt it was a fair trade to give it to me.
I've heard what you've been doing.
How have you been?
Making pots, throwing pots. I've had to throw a lot of pots because, we have a festival coming up, so we'll need some. But business as usual.
Good. I'm glad you're continuing to hone your craft.
I'm glad you're learning yours.
We all provide for the people of our village in different ways, and I don't know how you feel about being a potter, but this is what we carry water in and cook our meals in, and this represents so much of what makes our tribe a family. And I'm sorry that things worked out the way that they did between us, and I wish I had more to say, but
he's tearing up, and he says, "Me too."
But despite how cold it is outside, hopefully your home will be warm.
It's hot as fuck outside right now.
And so will you with this.
It's summer, Troy.
It's summer, Troy.
I know. Oh, so I know. I'm thinking of the vision.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. He looks at you like it's summertime, but I'm sure this will do well for me in the winter.
Coming winter.
I give him a hug.
Yeah, he hugs you.
I just warmly embrace him for a minute.
Yeah, same. Very, very tightly back. He doesn't know quite what to say, but he just expresses it with a very nice hug.
I kind of hold him at arm's length, and then I say, well, I'll be seeing you around then.
Right, come by anytime. And if it's cold, you don't need to be sleeping outside. I've seen where you are. You can come here.
I say the fire keeps me company. Sometimes we dance together throughout the night, and I kind of smile at him.
He smirks at that because you can tell he doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Perfect. I kind of take one last look around the home, and I kind of shake my head, and as I walk out, I take a little bit of that burnt ash that I have, and I just write a little rune on the door, of protection.
Sure.
And then I leave.
Very nice. Very nice. As you do, your foot is Clemry's barefoot, or does he wear sandals?
No, he's barefoot.
Okay. Your foot scrapes up against, you feel something poke you in your foot. You look down, it's a tiny shard of pottery.
Obviously, I'm taking it.
There you go.
Useless piece of rock or stone type material. Zoink.
No, you're a shaman, and it speaks to you, right?
That's right. It's not useless.
Correct. So, all right. So, I think everybody. Yeah. Very good. Anybody else have anything they wanted to do before we have a jump forward here? Okay.
He won't say it. Just bring an inordinate number of food gifts to Bryn.
I saw what you're saying here.
I think we're ready to jump ahead.
Yeah, I think we will too. That was quite. That chat is now saved in perpetuity thanks to the new Zoom feature, where I'm going to open it up and I'm going to see bitches love meat in my Zoom chat. Good times, good times. So a few weeks pass. Fire season passes into earth season. The nights become cooler. The colors in the trees begin to change. And people whisper that...
And Reese is noticeably on edge during earth season.
Cool.
Actually, how much time is passing? How close to the end of the season were we?
You were right at the end, late, that time frame we were just talking about was Labor Day weekend-ish, end of summer.
Okay, so it really is 2 or 3 weeks, not a couple months.
No, it's not months and months, not at all.
Okay.
People whisper that Orlanth is weakening. People worry about the harvest. Some news has reached the Vale. The Lunar Army has taken Smithstone and Karsh in Hortland to the south. Only Whitewall stands, and it's besieged by Fazir Whitered and the Lunar Provincial Army. Although it's the sacred fortress of the Orlanthi kings, it is expected to fall. Throughout Sartar, the Deerfolk rebels have stepped up their activities. Caravans have been raided. Fires have been set in barracks. A lunar tax collector was assassinated in Johnstown and his body dragged behind his frightened horse. The people whisper that Kalir Starbrow leads the Deerfolk. Some people dare to dream that she is the Argrath who will light the flame of Sartar again. Some people curse her, remembering the children left orphaned during their failed rebellion. A couple weeks in, Rue, would you say that Rue is someone who stays up late or someone who gets up early?
So I would say stays up late more than gets up early. He's
It's fair. Wolfie.
semi-nocturnal.
Yeah. So one night, and it is Freeze Day of Death Week. So this is really only 2 weeks after all of this. 2 weeks have gone by. Freeze Day of Death Week. It
That
is
sounds bad.
middle of the night, and like I say, you're probably outside doing something because it's still like that kind of like late summer kind of like it's getting into fall, but there's still a few hot nights, and tonight is one of them. So maybe you're sitting outside just admiring the stars, you and your doggy, and
My sister.
your wolf sister, Silver. But Aranina comes out of her place. You haven't seen her all day. And she comes out and she is naked, but painted completely black. Okay. Like head to toe, everything's painted black, and her hair is dyed like redder. It looks redder just because she's been painted black. Okay. Around her neck, she's wearing a skull, like a full-sized skull of a human with a big cleft in it from an axe. It's like right here. And she's got anklets and bracelets on, but nothing else. And she walks out, she looks at you. And
The
she's
double
like,
take. At first, he's like, he looks at Aranina and she's all black. And it's dark. And so it's hard to see. He's like, what is she wearing? And then he's like, she's not wearing anything. And then he's like, oh no. And then he's like, wait, what was she wearing?
I definitely was sleeping over Ruth's house on this particular night.
She's just, thought you'd be in bed, but hey,
Sup?
nothing. I got a thing. I got to be I'll talk to you in the morning. Just, hey, you know what? Make breakfast for me for once.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. She walks off towards the riddle.
Is today any particular holiday or anything like that for Arnalda?
You could roll. You know that the major festivals are Arnalda and the Harvest are coming next week.
Okay.
You can roll a religion roll if you want to.
I will do so. My mom is a fairly high level priestess, so
Yep.
maybe I've learned something through osmosis. Maybe I paid attention to that one day in school. Okay. Ooh, I rolled a 19. What is my fucking... What's the skill called? Is it literally called religion?
Hold on a minute. I don't know which. I would say maybe I would let you do like Hortling's customs. I'd let you use that one. Or like local lore.
Probably have a
okay.
35.
I got that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So check. If it's checkable, check it. I don't remember if it is or not.
Homeland lore is not, but I did get it. Yay.
So you remember from listening to your mother that Freeze Day of Death Week, right before Fertility Week of Earth Season. Fertility Week of Earth Season is the major Arnalda and Earth Goddess holiday. Like the whole week next week is dedicated to that and the harvest. And Freeze Day of Death Week is the biggest holy day for Babster Gore of the year, because she celebrates two things. One is her fact that Babster Gore was born from her sleeping mother. So when Arnalda initially went into the underworld, she did it. She faked being dead to get away from this guy Nontreya. Remember, this was part of the riddle when we did it. And then Nontreya was like, hey, that's cool. He created this whole race that he called the Talokans that like imprisoned her in the underworld dead. Babstergor came back, was born from her mother while her mother was asleep, and like committed genocide on the Talikans, like killed every single fucking one, just killed them all, and then just guarded her mom till her mom came back to life. So you remember that, and you make the connection that the main one of the bigger stories around Babstergor is her fight with Ovadaka, who was the last Talikan, who was the main one, who was like imprisoning her Nala, who was asleep, and she actually beat him by allowing herself to be killed, and then like drinking her own blood beer, and then coming back to life and killing him. And so she's celebrating the avenging daughter tonight. She's celebrating that act, and she's going to be ritually die and be reborn in the riddle tonight for the next year.
Fuck, I better make some banging sandwiches.
Yeah. So that's where she's going.
I can't believe that snuck up on me. Okay. I am going to get to work on making her food or pre-preparing breakfast. I want this to be an awesome breakfast. She's the best neighbor. She's my friend.
You're just like,
tonight's a big night.
You find each other naked in the morning and just feed each other. So it's like, it's what neighbors do. It's like naked and covered in blood. Come on, I'll give you some food.
I can't wait for the day where we're both covered in blood in the morning and we're just like eating. Just like sitting down eating a hoagie, like long night. Yeah.
No bun, just the hoagie.
It's a roll of Italian meats.
It's just like meat wrapped in more meat because bitches love meat.
Bitches love meat.
So you you got some eggs and some bacon and some potatoes and stuff. You can kind of like scramble up and make something really good. So and you make a really good breakfast. And before the sun up, she's left right around midnight.
Yeah, I'll prepare everything so it's ready to go around sunrise. I want it to be hot. She
comes back right before sunrise. It's still got to be dark for her because Babstergor still is technically kind of a darkness god. But she comes back looking just absolutely drained and exhausted. And I'll
be like, happy rebirthday.
Thanks. Let me just like wash up a bit.
Yeah.
But thanks. Yeah. Got to get the skull off. And all right, so she comes back, washed up a little bit, and she keeps the skull and just kind of puts it on the table and just like eats a ton. And she's like, thanks, man. This is really good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. He's gonna kind of eye the skull for a moment and be like, who was he?
Oh, I don't know his name. This is the one that the first one. Pretty much all I can tell you without killing you.
That has satisfied my curiosity.
I feel like anytime she says that, everybody's like,
sweat, cold sweat.
So you eat a really nice breakfast. And again, unless anyone else has anything else to do, the week passes. And the next week begins the Harvest Festival. So hold on a second. Basically, it's a week's worth of... Go ahead.
Sorry. In this couple of weeks reprieve, Camrisa has been pretty fascinated on learning a little bit more about the history of the shamans in this tribe. So he has been, in the time he's been talking with Savan, he's been picking his brain. He's been going through any sort of written archives that he can get his hands on.
There aren't any.
There are none. Okay.
Nope.
I mean, his grandmother was a scribe, so I'm not sure if maybe
there aren't many scribes. No.
Okay. That's okay. He honestly has just been inviting different people from the tribe to come and sit at the fire, like at nighttime before he sleeps, and share stories with them.
That is like even better. That is an oral history thing. I would say getting
to know the spirit of the tribe.
I don't think you can do Homeland's lore, but like, you know what? Fucking increase it anyway. Because you're doing the work to like learn from people.
That's perfect. That's such a Kymries thing.
It's a very Kymries thing.
It's beautiful.
So you said lore, Homelands?
Homeland's lore. Yeah. Just increase it.
Okay.
Just give yourself 1d6. Just don't have to do it right now, but just do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have 0 in that right now, so that's good. Maybe I'll.
Well, now you can roll some. No, you should have some. You should have like a minimum.
Yeah, it starts with 30.
Does it?
Yeah.
You have 30.
Oh, yeah. It says own, Homelands Lore own 30. I have a total of 40 because of the shaman. So I'll, do you want me to add right now or do you want me to just wait?
If you want to do it right now, go ahead. Yeah.
6. All right.
Shit.
Sweet. 46.
Nice.
You spend your time wisely. You learn a lot of stuff of the oral history of your tribe. I will remember that and just kind of give you some stuff here and
Tidbits.
there. Tidbits,
Cool.
right?
Very cool.
So Fertility Week arrives. And again, this is a week-long ritual. It starts with Morganeth and Liv leading rituals. They begin at the riddle. And then what they do is they go to each field and they bless each field throughout the first couple of days. The first couple of days specifically celebrate the female aspect of it in the fertility. They celebrate the grain goddesses. They worship Ananda. They bless the fields. They elect a harvest queen. The harvest queen this year is Andrella Karanen's daughter of Valgate. And the ritual is that there's also on the first 3 nights at night, there are feasts every night and there are contests that the men have. So they have like javelin throwing, dancing, trying to catch a greased pig, like real like hometowny sort of stuff, right?
Catch a greased pig.
Whoever wins that is crowned the Barley King. And the Barley King and the Harvest Queen, if they want to, they don't have to enter into a year marriage. And it is hoped, and again, this is not like people have to consent to it. It's not have to. It's hoped that a child comes from that. And if it does,
Special
it's considered
child.
blessed by Nada.
Yeah.
Right. So Andrella is chosen as the Harvest Queen. Throughout the night of the unmarried males are free to, compete in the competition. So Rue and Discara, if you want to, you certainly can. But there's an agreement amongst.
I'll wrestle him.
there's an agreement amongst the people in the Vale that they're going to throw the contest this year. The guys they throw it in favor of Barrel Deep Rope because everybody knows that they like each other anyway, but they're just like too shy. So everyone's kind of like, it's a match sort of thing.
Like, I got this greased pig. I know I got it, but I'll let it go.
Everyone's like,
Meanwhile, I fought my heart out and lost honestly.
So that goes by. That's the first 3 days. It's a lot of celebration, mostly, and blessing of the fields. Men do not take part in that part of it. You guys basically like hang out and like, do the equivalent of preparing the food for the feast of the night while the women are off like blessing the fields. And then it switches off for the back end of the week. In the middle of that, the third day, there's a very important festival for Mahome, who is the goddess of hearth fires. And she's married to Barntar, the farmer god. And the hearth fires are all blessed. And it's a night that celebrates like family. It's kind of like Thanksgiving. Like you stay home and you eat a meal with your family. That's the third night. That night, that morning, actually, some people ride into the Vale.
Does the horn get sounded?
No.
So this is the morning of Thanksgiving. It's before we've had the family dinners.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yep.
The morning,
of
Thanksgiving. Bryn, you're out preparing the meal, doing stuff you need to do to prepare the meal for you and Adelie. And you hear, I can't do it, but a loon's call.
A loon's call?
The loon is the bird. Thank you. I knew I could count on one of you. So you hear that you right away, you're like, oh, because when you were a kid, you were taught how to do that call by your aunt.
Oh shit. I'll call back.
Okay. Your aunt comes riding out of the woods on a horse.
Not a loon.
I'm going to wait for her to get off her horse and then I'm going to attack her.
All right. She is, so your aunt is a taller version. I picked like militarily, like attack her, like with a weapon.
Yeah. I'm going to draw my axe, my hand axe, and I'm going to come at her.
Okay. So
show her what you've learned.
Yeah, exactly.
So for the people listening back home, Navenna Windwalker is Bryn's aunt. She has been with the Deerfolk Rebels now for quite some time. She leads her own group of them called the Third Wind.
Her cell.
Her own cell. She's wearing very well worn like leather armor, like it's beaten up. She's got some
super hot,
very well used weapons, and like a sword and a spear because she's a Vingan. And she always wears this red cloak. It's sort of tattered now, but it's deep red. The legend is that she bathes it in the blood of lunars, but you know that she just took it off a lunar captive that she killed. But she keeps her hair dyed. Her hair used to be, what color is your hair?
I think it's brown. Yeah, it's brown.
Okay. It used to be brown, but her hair is red now since she became a Vingan. You don't know how, but somehow it became this bright red.
Mm-hmm.
But she keeps it like shaved on the sides and like kind of like just one ponytail kind of thing. She's got a motion rune on one side and an air rune on the other. And she's got her helmet like up. She's got a full face helmet. She's got it up today. She comes riding out and kind of jumps off the horse. And she's like, Bryn. And then you attack her with an axe.
Attack her with an axe, yes.
Roll to see how you do. I'm going to see how she dodges.
Oh boy. I have forgotten how to do this.
So you want to roll under your axe skill. Yeah.
Okay. Under my axe skill.
Yep.
I succeed.
Okay. Is it a regular success or a special success?
I got a 51 out of 82. I think that's a regular success.
So that's a regular success. She got a 5. So
of course she did.
On her dodge. So she's like, Bryn.
I expect no less.
You come right at her, and she just like grabs your arm like effortlessly and gets your other hand on your shoulder and just like takes you right to the ground. And she's like, you're learning, but you're not good enough yet.
Hi, Auntie.
How you doing? She lets you up and gives you a big hug.
Oh, I'm gonna hug her back.
Where's Ort?
He's around here somewhere. I'll click for Ort and he'll show up.
And he comes clopping over and like she's like, oh, Ort, and he like kind of like she just rolls on the ground and like rolls around as he gives her like sloppy elk kisses.
How long are you here for?
Oh, we just not long, just enough to stay for the meal. We rode in tonight. We have something to do.
Something to do?
Yeah, we'll have to leave early, but I wanted to make sure I saw you and Annalie.
Not here then. Out.
Around. Can't tell you anything. Don't want you getting hurt.
You could take me with you.
She's pat you on the shoulder. Just come on, let's go in. Goes in.
I don't know this gift.
You don't know what now?
No, nothing from chat.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at
No, I've shown it to you. You'd know it if I showed it to you. Okay. It's so funny.
Anyway, I'm sorry. So you go in and you see Annalie and you prepare a nice dinner. And everybody across the Vale, you're having a nice dinner.
We go to Descar's house because none of us can cook.
Cousins.
I mean, like, my grandmother tries to cook, but like it would be a really, really horrible, sad harvest dinner. So
fair.
we go to Descar's place.
You knew this. I'm going to assume you knew this, Descara. So
they probably come every
year. Yeah.
Yeah. Rue, what are you go with Mom probably? And
yep, Mom and Quicksilver.
You were probably a guest in Gordongar's hall.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Gordonger.
Yeah, so you're there in the main hall. Heinrichs, I'm going to say, gets an invite there too because he's like right outside and it's kind of awkward. So they're just like,
would you like to eat?
Come on in. Yeah. So you other guys, everybody shares a nice meal. And that night later on, do you go back? Do you stay around Dessa's house or do you head back to your own place?
That is a good question. We probably stay there pretty late, but we don't stay over. We probably head back to our place. They've got like lots of little children and stuff.
Sure. So you stay late enough to be like social and then you head back.
Yeah.
And then a fire is made inside. It's cool enough now at night that you're not necessarily sitting outside. So there's a fire created inside, and you're just kind of hanging around the fire. And what are you doing for the evening? Just hanging out? You have anything else you want to do?
I mean, I'm just inundating her with questions. Like, where has she been? What has she been doing? Like, tell me everything. Look what I found.
So she hears more. She wants to hear more about what you've been doing, and she's like amazed at what you did with the ogress and everything. And then,
Got initiated. She's
yep.
missed so much.
But not Vinga yet, huh?
Not yet.
Lonson, don't think you're ready?
I don't know. I guess the time's just not
Well,
here yet.
the right time is coming.
You could initiate me.
Well, it has to be the right time, and I'm probably not going to be here.
Of course.
It's the first winter storm.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
That's the first storm of winter. That's the
First
right
winter
time.
snow.
Yeah, I
Well,
get that. Sure.
So because you roll a Hortling's lore roll to see how good you've been paying attention to your Vingan stuff.
Damn. Can I do? Is this a? Trying to think if I can do like loyalty Sartar or loyalty. This is Vingan stuff.
This is Vingan stuff.
Okay, I got you.
the first fucking snowflake that Kymri sees, he's just gonna start fervently throwing wood on the fire.
I did not succeed.
Okay. So that's okay. Because she sees you looking kind of like lost and trying to track it. And she's like, the first winter storm, because that's when Vinga defended the stead from Vadris.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I knew this.
Were we all
I
just
swear I
playing
pay
hooky
attention.
in theology class like all the time?
I hit things, okay? I don't have time to sit and listen.
Pick things up and I put them down.
So Annalie says, so what can you tell us, Nevena? Well, as soon as the pass is cleared of snow, the Lunars just poured into the Hortland. Huge army. Mm-hmm. Says Annalie. Do you think the Volsaxi will hold against them? Volsaxi being the people in Hjorland, that's the tribe. Well, says, it's hard to play a conversation between two characters, excuse me. Nevena says, well, Broyan bears the sword and helm of Vingot. And Annalie says, if they fall, it's over. The red moon already grows fat like a tick. If Whitewell falls, I fear Orlanth will as well. Are you still encamped in Gothrang's Well? At least till the end of the season. We have to be careful. There are scouts around, and the Lunars are starting to work with those traitorous. Let's just talk about family things. That's enough. Tell me about the cows. I heard you got some extra cows.
These are family things. What happens out there affects us. Yeah, I got some cows. Daskar got a bunch of bulls. It's all.
Why would they give Daskar bulls? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Rue ate 2 of my lambs. Tell us more about the Lunars.
He ate your lambs, did he?
Yeah.
He's always around you, that boy.
Yeah, he's around.
Her and Annalie look at each other.
Okay.
It's not a look, it's an aw look, right? It's an aw look.
Yeah.
Do I have tacit approval?
It's like a look, but it's not a disproving.
Okay.
It's like not a disapproving one. It's kind of like yep.
It doesn't mean anything. Kyrie's is always around too.
Not like that.
Pops in the window. Hi.
Think.
Kymri is usually more naked too. Just saying.
What more do you want to know about the Lunars? I can't tell you too much because the more you know, the more in danger you are.
I know. I'm ready. You should take me with you. I'm ready.
You're not ready until you've been initiated at least.
I can be initiated on the road. It's fine. My time will come when it comes.
No, dear, you can't. I'm sorry. You don't know what it's like out there.
I could find out.
One day, I think you will. But not today. Besides, who's going to take care of this old one, huh?
Yeah, she'll be all alone if you leave, Bryn. Your poor grandma, all alone.
She's
Failing to herd.
Just yelling at her cows. They don't listen.
Old woman yells at cow.
just gonna sit and pout in my chair.
Okay.
Sullenly, like a very grown, mature young woman.
Yeah, someone who's totally ready to go off to war. So you spend the rest of the night. When you wake up in the morning, she's gone. And that is the third day. The third day is where the men start to take over. So the women stay in, they watch the kids at this point in time. The men all gather on the hill, and the first thing in the morning, a yearling bull is sacrificed to Orlanth and Barntar, and the blood is used to bless all the sides. And then the meat is given over to the women. They start roasting it, and the men go and they spend the rest of the day just like scything.
Reaping,
harvesting.
reaping,
reaping, scything, same thing. Reaping the fields, and occasionally they stop and they drink some beer and they pour one out to thank the earth for what they're getting.
Pour one out for Arnalda.
Pour one out for Arnalda. That's right. And they spend all day doing this, and at night there's just like a massive feast because the bull is cooked. So it's roasted, and there's some beer, and there's some dancing. It's not a very good harvest this year, but everyone kind of puts that out of their mind, and there's a huge party. A huge party.
Not everyone.
Everybody
Everyone but
dancing.
Kyrie.
Everybody stays up, they dance, you drink, they play some music. Caledon tells stories. It is traditional, if you have a certain special someone, to sneak off into the fields that night, have a little fun in the fields.
Descara. Hand you a shovel.
Very special.
Very special. Everyone's there. You see, people are dancing, people are having some fun. Darson's there. He actually looks normal.
Oh, good.
What are you guys doing?
I want to dance with Bryn. She danced with me once.
Aww. We never did figure out the height difference while we're dancing.
You stand on my feet.
Or you could dance on your knees.
What is that? Then I'd be too short. You're not that short.
I deserve to be taller.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
All right, so
Yeah.
let's see you guys.
Yeah, Ru will ask Bryn to dance. He doesn't have to be drunk this time. He's getting bolder. She said yes once already.
Aw, she'll say yes again.
Yes, 2 for 2. I'm crushing it.
Cute. All right, so you guys dance together. You see Gordangar and like his weapon thing just like drinking like continuously. And then Jordan's like, come on now, what are you doing? We gotta go. And he's what? Come on. Oh, gentlemen, excuse me. I need to attend to some
Husbandly
important
duties.
business. I'll be back. And he just like takes him off into the field.
I love how Gordangar is like just increasingly like, I'm too old for my young wife. Just like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it basically is. You see
Hands Gordon the shovel.
You see Jorganath and Ernina, however, do not like partake in this. They just kind of like Ernina is at least drinking beer and having a good time, but not like sneaking off anywhere. Jorganath is literally just like
I'm
standing
surprised because Ernina gets
like-
more action than anybody else in this town.
there. She doesn't need
Secret
to.
action.
She doesn't need to. Yeah,
Kind-
this night she's good. What was that?
Timrese and Orisa also dance.
Oh, what size is Bryn? Chat
Oh,
wants
you
to know.
asked.
I am size 8. I think that is what was it? That was like 5'2". I think that was 5'2".
Yeah, I think it's like 5'2". Yeah.
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 It's like 5'2".
I'm size 16. I think that's like
Which is-
6'2".
Which is 6'2". Yeah.
I think
about
Rue is
6'2".
I think Rue is like 6'3".
Yes, I'm like a foot taller than her at least.
Yeah. Yeah, my
That's
size.
all right.
And
I can
this
see
guy
half
is like
of Bjornson and
4'6" or
his wife,
6'4" or something
girlfriend.
crazy.
6'6".
6'6".
He's 6'6".
6'6" shit,
Yeah,
man.
that's why we've got
Yeah.
team small, and
Size
team
18.
tall.
Small and tall.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Small and
Kyrie and Ariza are dancing.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. Oh my
it's
god.
funny
Rue's
'cause-
gonna be like, don't look obviously, but I'm gonna turn a little to the left and then you're gonna see Kyrie and Ariza dancing. They're so cute.
I would say you see Lonson just kind of like eating on her own.
Watching Jorna disappear into the dark.
Yeah, she sees that.
Jesus Christ.
And she's eating on her own, and then you see Aranina walk over with 2 mugs and just like plops one down.
Rue and
And
I
they
just
just start-
stop dancing
they
and we
just
just
start
stand
talking.
there and
No,
stare.
no, don't let her notice. Don't let her notice. She'll kick my ass. She knows where I live. Keep dancing. Keep dancing. Pretend not to look. Use your peripheral vision.
You also see, if you remember, hold on, let me just find her name.
Are Adrella and what's his face dancing? Did they seem to hit it
Yes.
off after the barley?
They
harvest
hit it
thing?
off. They absolutely did. Yes, it
Aw.
is. It is.
There's
Andrella
so much
and
love.
it is. It is. It is. Andrella and hold on, I gotta find his name.
Now's
Beryl.
Discara's chance. Kyrie is
Beryl.
busy dancing with Ariza, so he can't hook him this time. Has a chance to dance with Adrella.
No, that's not true. I now have a second person to help me rope in Descar.
There's 2 hooks.
Kyrie and Ariza
2
are both
hooks.
casting lines.
You remember? So if you remember, there was Fedor the fuckboy, and he was
Mhm.
kind
The
of
sheep.
with Saratha. You see Saratha alone, looking around as if she was looking for somebody, but she doesn't seem very happy.
Is the fuckboy off with somebody else? Probably. Right.
You
Or
don't see
he
him.
might be missing.
You
Or
don't
yeah,
see
or
him.
he's the next person who is dead.
I mean, he's not a child, but
No, you solved that one, guys. Come on,
We saw that one. It's over. That one's
that one's over.
wait, is he the one who Aranino like threatened? No, that was
No.
someone else, right?
No,
that
that
was
was some other
someone else.
asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like a middle-aged guy. He had kids and stuff. He was beating
Okay.
his wife. Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, you see her kind of like, kind of looking around and becoming very like teenage girl at the prom, upset. Yeah, Descara, what are you doing? Put him on the spot.
Getting 2 hooks in him.
And they both got him in the
Fucking
pulling
fighting my
opposite
line
directions.
is what he's doing.
Well,
He's
He's-
doing the sprinkler. He's just down there. Esralla's like, I can't.
Tries to do a split, pulls a muscle.
All I'm wearing is a loincloth. Just
There
a
you
ball
go.
pops out one side.
That's
Oh,
an
God.
upgrade.
No,
That's an upgrade.
Oh,
that's
God.
one less ball than there usually is visible.
How nice you dressed up.
50% coverage.
He'll probably be he'll be dancing with Estrella.
Okay. Fair enough. All in all, it is a very good evening.
When is Wild Day? This is how many days in the festival?
You are actually, tonight's the night.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have a question for Bryn in that case. While we're dancing, I am going to say, would you like to meet the other me tonight?
Ooh, shit.
Tonight?
If you don't have other plans.
You don't. I mean, I have been dying to meet the other Rue. You don't think it'll look weird if we sneak off tonight?
Who cares how it looks?
Choices. Okay. Yes. 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 Yes.
All right. How much longer until sunset?
It is already like there.
We have to go now. Yeah.
Let's go.
He will lead her away.
All right. You head into the woods, I'm assuming?
Yes.
A couple people see you go and they're like, oh, but like honestly, like this is the sort of night that stuff happens, so it's not that big
Miles
of a
like an
deal.
idiot. He can't not.
Yeah. And you head off into the woods, and Syl comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want so there just in case.
I'm going to take his hand while we're walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's never smiled so much on a wild day in his entire life.
I'm going to leave this one completely up to you, Amber, to describe. Go for it.
All right. He leads you into the woods, not super deep into the woods, a ways off, kind of in the opposite direction that folks are heading into the field. But a ways into the woods, not so far that you can't still see like faint flickers of the firelight of the distant village through some of the trees. But he lets go of your hand and he looks just nervous. He's smiling, but he's nervous. And he says, I'm starting to remember a little bit more about the wild nights. And still says, I'm fine. I trust that I'm safe. I'm gonna be behind this tree.
Right. Because the naked, right.
Yeah.
She's gonna sit with Syl.
I'm gonna get changed.
I'm just going to pop in, like, Syl gets infected by this too. She's not immune.
Does she go like berserk, or does she turn into a people? No, that'd be.
She turns into a human, and she's like, I have to do taxes. What the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, the urge to do taxes.
Wow, that's the real curse. Can you imagine being
fucking
a wolf?
IRS comes out in droves on Wild Night?
No, I would say she probably becomes a little more feral. That's all.
Okay.
So
okay.
Don't sit with Syl. Okay.
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, she's probably just very high energy. She's
Sure.
like pacing around and stuff. Her ears keep flicking toward all the little sounds and smells and everything.
She keeps looking at Bren and licking her chops.
I
would say there's probably is something a little unnerving about it, because usually she's kind of like this happy-go-lucky kind of like derpy little wolf, and now she's starting to kind of like
wild looking,
and like
cautious, pacing, putting distance
also
between
looking at you in ways that like you don't normally have her look at you. So yeah,
you might hear a couple of the others. Sometimes walks in the dark, comes down into the veil. She'll remember you.
I trust you.
It might sound weird. I'm fine though. He's getting more nervous now. He's like, I shouldn't have done this. Immediate buyer's remorse. But he's going to go behind the tree. He's committed now into introducing his other self to Bryn. And once he's behind the tree, he just he'll strip down in a hurry.
No, sorry. Keep going.
No.
Keep going.
Troy ruins everything.
Yeah.
But he strips down behind the tree out of sight. And then it's just quiet for a little bit. Syl kind of puts more distance between herself and you. She kind of watches you and eyes you cautiously now, like she doesn't know that you're safe or that she wants to be around you anymore. And she keeps looking toward the woods. And as the light sort of fades, the darkness grows really deep in the woods. The shadows of the trees go really, really long. And the sounds of the crickets, some of the last crickets of the season start to come out, and all of the night sounds, the gentle swish of wind in the branches come alive, the scurrying of small furred things in the underbrush. And then the soft kind of wet crunch, crackle from behind the tree. You can hear Rue panting. It doesn't sound comfortable, whatever is happening there. You can hear bone and cartilage and flesh. And his voice changes. The sound of his breathing changes. It deepens. It elongates. The shape of his mouth is different. The shape of his chest is different. You can almost see it from the sounds in your mind's eye. You hear the thud of something dropping to the ground, and then a growl. Just a low kind of grating, deep sound behind the trees, and then it's very, very quiet. Syl glances toward where Rue is, and she trots over. You lose sight of her behind the trees. And then cautiously, a dark shape, almost, it's hard to pick out. The wolf is so dark in color, unlike Syl, who's almost glowing in the low moonlight. The exact opposite, almost her shadow. A big black wolf steps out from behind the tree and just sort of peers at you for a moment. You can tell from the tension in his body that it's nervous. It's on edge. It's like a wild thing that you've stumbled across in the woods, freezing at the sight of you. But he looks at you, and his eyes, those hot, glowing, amber yellow eyes, are exactly the same. Completely unchanged. And that moment just drags. And then his ear twitches toward like a sound behind him, and he turns with Syl, and they just run off into the dark.
The sound behind you, Bryn, when you look deeper into the forest, you see a black wolf whose shadow seems to move separately from it. You actually see the wolf's shadow stretch across the moonlit glade a little bit before the wolf even appears, almost as if it's moving on its own. And another wolf with very curious, almost blue eyes with it. And they...
I might actually stand at that. Just stand.
The wolf that the shadow is connected to looks at you, and there's recognition in the eyes, and it kind of gives like a little low woof to you. Not something that's a warning, not something that's aggressive. It's just kind of almost like a woof of recognition. Yeah. And then the black wolf, like a sup. It's exactly what it is. And then the wolves run off. And you hear howling.
And they're fast howling. And they're quiet. They're there, then they're gone.
And you hear howling, but you don't hear these wolves howling. You hear howling way up above in the mountains. And the red moon just falls hot and bright in the sky above this whole thing.
Well, shit. Something I love and something I hate. Bryn's gonna sit there for a little bit. Just amazed at what she saw. And just listening to the sounds and the howls in the distance. And then she is going to go back. Yeah, she's going to go back. Maybe just towards the fields on a hill to just listen. Not
Bort finds you.
Yeah.
And you sort of kind of like trip over a couple people a couple times, like when you're walking through the fields.
Shit, they're in my field. Get out of here.
No, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
That's fair. Never mind.
That's
fair.
Seeding the ground.
That's fair. We had a bad harvest. We need all the good things, right?
But you find, a spot away from all of that where you can chill out,
Trying to sit quietly in the rolling fields,
like right next to them.
All around you.
Most of it's over by the time you're done this. I would say that, okay, because like people have been drinking and stuff too, so like it doesn't last.
Also, some of them just fall down and don't get back up.
Right.
I also just want to note the look on Kent's face when you describe something heavy dropping to the ground.
It was Troy too. Troy was laughing.
I know,
too.
but like the look on your face,
you too,
killed me. I was like, no, keep in this moment. Damn it, Kent.
Dropping to all fours, you assholes.
Oh, is that what you said?
No, that's what
you're implying.
Yes.
Yeah, I see.
I couldn't duck out of frame like Troy could. So
I know Troy. Troy also ruined it.
Troy and his mac and
Initially.
cheese noises.
Mac and cheese noises. That's what we get in the group
On the
chat.
record, werewolf transformations do not sound like mac and cheese.
No.
I was.
Amber's like, I disappear behind the tree. It sounds uncomfortable. Mac and
That's
cheese.
just the sex pit at the initiation. Sounds like mac and cheese noises. We all know that. So, okay. Anyone else have anything they want to do that evening?
Yes, but not in public.
Oh,
Okay. Hell yeah.
I mean, I guess
All
maybe in public,
around.
but
Blessings all around.
Ladies' choice.
Yeah, she's down. She's down.
She's
I mean,
thought
I'm
you'd never
not-
asked, Ascara.
Yeah, she's
Might as
looking some
well.
help.
She's
Fine.
currently roped in, though.
You-
In a way.
all right,
Cut the
cool.
line.
Yeah, you have a very good evening. We'll start with you, Rue, because it's always just fun. You arrive back home like naked in the morning.
No, I have clothes all over the place now,
Okay.
hidden everywhere.
You find some of your clothing
Yes,
stash,
it worked.
and you get home to find breakfast made for you.
Aw, Aranina.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I live by a fire and no one makes breakfast for
He's
me.
gonna sit down.
Aw.
Literally, the only furnishing I have is an open flame. Fuck, sorry, go ahead.
He'll sit
You know
down
you're
to
always welcome
breakfast. He's smilier than he usually is after Wild Days, but
Hmm.
he says before she can say anything, he says, "I saw you and Lawson hanging out."
No, yeah, Lonson's cool.
She's really cool. She's been a good friend to me, even when others weren't.
Yeah. Oh, you think? Oh, no, we're just we're just friends.
No, of course not.
No, I don't have time for like that. Other than visitors occasionally, but Lonson, she's she's cooler than that. I would want more if there was something, but I don't have the time for that.
I don't think
get it out of your head. No, I know what you're thinking. Get it
I've
right
never
out of your
heard you
head.
ramble. I've never heard you ramble. I've never heard you ramble before.
I will
Don't hit
fucking
me.
kill you. Shut up.
So bad. I will fucking kill you. He's like, I believe you. All right.
With that, you hear the blowing of one of the very big Carynx-like horns that you have at the gate.
Is it the come quickly? We're under attack, or
It's not an attack, but it's that people are here. Everybody throughout the Vale, wherever you are, wherever you woke up, however you woke up, Descara, you hear it.
shoveling food into my mouth really fast. Who do you think it could be?
And as you're eating, someone just comes running up. Aranina, we need you at the ring, or Gordinger's called the ring together. It's Lunar's.
Oh, I fucking jump up and I go to get my armor.
Okay. She's like, Aranina's like, probably not a good idea to be seen.
How many?
Just maybe a dozen. Some woman riding in one of an Orlanthe chariot, leading them.
Was what's her face in a chariot before, or no, just mounted? The other lunar.
She was on a horse. Yeah.
Okay. Could be anyone.
What I would all like you to do right now is choose a member of the ring. We're going to leave our regular characters behind. We're going to play a member of the ring for this encounter. So your choices are...
I choose Gandalf.
Saven, Yodi, Whiteheart, the Sage, Jorganath, Blade Lord, Morganeth, or Aranina.
I mean, Aranina's the
Say
coolest.
them
I choose
again.
Saban.
Saven is the shaman.
That's Chimeras, obviously. We'll say them again.
Okay. I thought you said who was Saven again. I'm sorry. So you have Saven. Jody Whiteheart is the Sage. He's the older guy, kind of looks like Kenny Loggins. You have Jorganath, who was Venaran's mentor. He's the Humakti. He's the leader of the Weapon Fiends. You have Morganeth, and you have Aranina. Those are your choices. I am
take
reserving
Morganeth.
Bordegar and Celadon for myself.
I'll take Morganeth or Aranina, whichever. If anybody else has a strong feeling for either one of those, I'll take the other.
I'm gonna take Saven unless anyone else wants him.
Kent, what are you feeling? Are you think?
I'll go with Jody. Way hard. Yeah.
Okay, I'll if you have any questions about playing him as we go, let me know.
Yeah. Pull up our NPC thing.
So it's down to Bryn and
okay. I'll take Morganeth then if you want to do Aranina.
I'll take Aranina.
Actually, hold on. Who the other one was the sword, the weapons thing?
There's a weapons
that master.
Yep.
Venza
teacher.
That guy's like super badass.
He is.
I
They're all,
think
honestly, every single member of the circle is a badass in their own way.
I think in the interest of not wanting to like bastardize Saven, I'll play the Mati guy. What's his name? Sorry. Jorganeth. I'll play Jorganeth.
Jess, you're playing a woman who saw the Crimson Bat.
And now cannot see anymore because you saw it.
Wait,
you have looked. Yes,
Am I blind?
She's blind.
She looked upon the Crimson Bat and went blind, but she lived to tell the tale.
More than my grandma can say.
It's true. It would help if I knew on Morganeth a lot better.
So I'll describe.
She's the high priestess of Arnalda, priestess of a mother goddess.
Gotcha.
So Morganeth is in her mid to late 60s. She's actually approaching the kind of end stage of her priestessness of Morganeth, because typically it's like middle-aged women who've had children. So she's reaching kind of her end phase. Liv is kind of being groomed to be her replacement, actually. But she's a very powerful earth priestess. She was at Runegate when the Crimson Bat attacked it prior to the fall of Boldholm. She survived that, but she's blind now from that.
I remember my parents helped get her out. Yeah,
correct. She actually raised Aranina for a good part of Aranina's childhood. So there's something that you guys could know, because Aranina's parents were either killed or exiled throughout the various wars that happened. So she was an orphan. Yodi is the sage of Lankor Mai. He's got a big white beard. He's literally one of the only people who can read in the Vale. He's the law speaker, so he's got a sacred staff, and kind of like what he says goes. He's supposed to be wise. And Lankor Mai sages are as close as you're going to get to like a Gandalf wizard in RuneQuest, basically. Jorganeth is very tall. He's thin. Very wiry. He shaves his head. He actually
AF.
He's very goth. He doesn't have a death rune tattoo. He has a death rune scar in his forehead that he actually anoints every morning with ash. And he has actually one of the only iron weapons in the Vale. He has an iron sword.
Shit.
So metal. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And he's just a big bad motherfucker. And he's the god. He's dedicated to Humak. All these people fought in the fall of Boldholm. They fought and stuff. They've had long, extensive histories to not like the Lunars. But riding up the Vale, you see a procession. Leading it is actually is an Orlanthi chariot. It's blue and it's got wind and motion runes drawn on it in white. It's pulled by two horses. Riding in it, there's a driver of a chariot always. He's never mentioned in any of the epics, but there's a driver there. And sitting on it with it are a woman who is, you recognize her as a Tarshite, which is, they're not very different from the Orlanthi, the Tarshites. Tarsh is the closest lunar client nation. So she's got very dark hair, almost black, darker skin. Sartarites actually have darker almost olive colored skin. She's got that. She's wearing leather armor and vambrances with a scarlet cloak. And next to her is an Orlanthi man. He doesn't have a full beard. He just has a very long mustache. He's wearing ringmail with a sword and longer hair. And you know who he looks like? Erlander from Vikings.
Oh, okay.
Only with some tattoos on his face.
Erlander. That little shit.
He's a younger guy.
He looks like that little shit. All right.
He looks like that little shit. There are a dozen lunar soldiers Jorgonoth would probably be the one who recognizes them most. It's the first Tarshite Lightfoot. They wear heavy leather armor and greaves and gleaming bronze open helms. They have very large round shields like a hoplite with a bearded face on it. The face is Yanfeld Tarnals, which is the lunar war god and one of the seven mothers, one of the seven people who resurrected the red goddess. And they have death, truth, and moon runes on their armor. They have spears and a kopis, which is kind of like a heavy inward curving sword that they're armed with. And also with them are 10 slaves, captives, Orlanthi, but with slave brands. As they get closer,
I hate that shit. We hate that shit.
As you get closer, you recognize them. There's Sambari tattoos. Excuse me. Of the Fireball clan. 4 years ago, the Fireball clan rebelled and was like wiped out and enslaved by the Lunars. So these are some of those people who were enslaved. And the chariot leads the soldiers all the way up right in front of the main hall, and it stops, and the soldiers kind of like hit the slaves, so they have to kneel. And the guy and the girl jump off the chariot, and they walk right up to the front door where Lonson is, and she's just like, "Welcome to hall," and the guy's just like, and starts laughing at her. But the woman says, "Thank you. May we enter?" And Lonson just like opens the door, and the woman enters with the soldiers. 2 soldiers go with her, and the Orlanthi. You guys are all in there. Gordengar has assembled you, so it's all of you with Gordengar and Caledon as well. Waiting. Nobody else is in the hall except for a couple weapon thane guards. Lonson comes in and shuts the door behind you. And the lunar woman walks right up in front of Gordengar, doesn't bow, just kind of gives like a curt like nod. Well, the guy kind of stands behind her and like folds his arms. And the soldiers just kind of hang back by the door with the slaves. The slaves are obviously there to send a message that is not very subtle at all.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I wonder. I guess it's hard. Yorgonoth almost wants to look at the guy as he's standing there, like in just sheer disrespect, and like look at the back of his legs and say, "If your knees don't bend, I can help you with that."
Yorgonoth would know that's probably not a good idea.
Bad idea. Yep.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Bad idea.
That's fine.
So the woman, she walks right up to Gordengar, doesn't bow, doesn't yield, but gives him a curt nod and says, "Voice of the Haraborn, I salute you. I am Yulvana Sadrius of Dunstop. On behalf of Governor General Fazir Widereed and His Majesty Prince Tematine of Boldholm, I am honored to be received in the hall of your people. With me, I have Andrin, son of Kul of the Ernaldari clan, here as voice of Kangharl, son of Kagradus, king of the Kalamar." All of you know that Kul was in Queen Leka Blackspear's ring. Leka Blackspear is the exiled queen of the Kalamar, who fought in the rebellion. Kul was executed, and Andrin converted to the Lunar Way.
Traitor.
Yep. Just like Kangharl actually fought with Kalir Starbrow in the rebellion, and then later on converted. He was captured and converted. So she goes, and so Gordengar's like, "Be welcome in the hall of my people. And what do I owe this honor?" Caledon kind of like smirks when he says honor. And he says, "Well, I'm afraid I'm here on a troubling matter. It has come to the attention of the Prudential Office of Tribute and Taxation that there's a discrepancy in the imperial census."
It's the fucking IRS.
They found us hiding in the fields.
It seems the clan is recorded as having
Gascara, hide your bowl.
It seems the clan is recorded as having 300 members and 180 free adults, which would require, under the lunar peace of 1613, an annual tribute of 90 cattle. Now, I thank you for your timely payments, and I praise you. However, she looks at Andrin here. Andrin kind of smirks, and she goes, "We've been informed by reliable sources that the census is in fact incorrect by a third, and there are in fact 450 members of your tribe. And unfortunately, that means that your tribute has been short by 35 cattle a year. which means you owe us 210 cattle in back taxes. Everyone's like,
Take it out to Deathscar's flock. He's got plenty.
They're all bulls, though.
Vortigern kind of like shifts shifts a little bit. Now, the provincial government is not without mercy, and we look with favor upon loyal clans and tribes. So, we are willing to settle for 100 cattle and consider the matter dismissed. However, there is a small matter I would ask your assistance of. I am in command of some scouts who have been on the trail of a band of brigands and terrorists who call themselves the Third Wind. I have reason to believe they've recently entered your lands. I would like any information you have on them and your full cooperation in locating them. And with that, we would consider this taxation matter dismissed. Now, I know it is customary among your people to discuss this, so I will give you time to discuss it with your ring. With that, she just turns and doesn't even look back, walks out. The soldiers kind of like back up a little bit, eyeing the obvious warriors like Jorganath, and like turn. Anjin's the last one. He kind of looks at all of you, especially he looks at Gordengar, and there's a moment between the two of them, and he turns. And as he walks past, Lanson opens the door for him, and he just kind of stops and like laughs at her one last time and walks out. The door shuts behind him.
Two things you can't avoid: death and taxes. Draws his sword.
We know this is total bullshit, right? We haven't been shorting. Like, we know this is total.
We hide in the hills every year to make our population lower.
You absolutely haven't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They come
I want to
by,
know.
A bunch of people just yeet into the hills and hide, and then they're like, "Oh, there's only 300 people. Okay, that's cool. There's taxes." And then you come back down.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
I want to know who fucking talked.
It's Andrin, obviously.
That little shit hasn't been here for years.
Listen, this is Kangarl. I'm the last legal loyalist, so this is what he's doing to torture us.
It doesn't really matter who talked. This is like a known thing throughout these lands. We're not the only ones who do this. They would have asked for something else regardless of what we did, even if we had paid them.
Well, what are our choices?
Well, they gave us options, which means they're open to negotiate.
Do we even have 100 cattle to spare?
I say we negotiate.
The harvest was not good.
So you have, I don't know a rough number, but I'm going to just put it this way. You could give, if you gave 210 cattle, because you could do that and just be like, fuck off, we're not helping you. Then
it would just put us
it would be a very hard winter, and people would most likely go hungry, which could also lead to people
defecting.
They can
mutiny.
Have like a vote of no confidence on Gordengar and vote someone else in, because it's chieftain is kind of an elected position. You could pay the 100 cattle, but you're going to have lunars like camped out now, and obviously the Third Wind. Third Wind, by the way, is what Navenna leads.
Yeah.
So that's those people are allies.
But we don't know that though. Nobody but us. Nobody but Bryn knows that.
No, we all do.
No, we know that.
Everybody knows. They
were members of this village.
They were at the festival.
Okay.
People in this village still do things like leave supplies in the woods for them. You know, like
exactly.
Yeah.
There's
Jorganath
tacit support for them.
And Bryn's aunt was born here and grew up here and was initiated here.
So Jorganath says because they've offered us options at all means that they're open to negotiation. I mean, he says
false options. There's only one thing that they want.
Well, nonetheless, it was very bold and disrespectful of them to bring in Orlanthi slaves here. So I say we take those off of their hands as part of this negotiation.
So you're saying violence is an option?
No, we could say
I'm saying you give
we'll
up your
pay,
slave.
but we want the slaves too. And
We'll
then maybe the
We'll
Simbari.
throw in an extra cow for the 10 additional slaves.
We know a guy who has 14 bulls.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel as though we should pick our battles. If it's an easy way to get the slaves, or even a mildly hard way to get the slaves, then perhaps that's all right. But I would hate to cost us our people.
The answer is no unless we ask.
That's true.
But I'm also not fond of the idea of having Lunars camped out here looking for our people.
I cannot, in good conscience, have them even think that I betrayed them for a minute.
They do have to sleep eventually.
If we
puts his hand on his sword.
if we pay,
Humakti would not do that because Humakti would actually think that that's dishonorable.
Damn it.
And
Okay. All right. Never mind. I don't say that.
For the most part, I mean, there's some wiggle room there, but yeah, like killing people in their sleep is not where they would go. Go. I'm sorry, Aranina.
if we pay the full sum to have them move along, they'll be herding too many cattle with their force right now to keep. We send word to the third wind, they could get some of them back. And we could claim ignorance.
The third wind against this entire group of them?
There's not enough of them to herd 210 cattle back to wherever they're going.
But they'll
Not to keep an eye on all of them.
The third wind is exactly who we want. Who they want. Like, we should not contact them or give them or ask them to like out themselves to the Lunars in order to get cattle. I don't know.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't hit them already on the way here.
Yeah.
Yodi, what do you think?
It is true. These are all these options are all slighted into their favor. That we either pay all this cattle and potentially having a chance to get some of them back, but still leaving our people short for this winter. And having the option of the Lunars just camped out there with poor Reese.
And it won't be just them. They'll send for reinforcements while they're waiting. More will come.
Perhaps they will get bored. Perhaps they'll be called elsewhere.
Perhaps they'll find a third wind.
Perhaps.
Looking, the traitor guy, Andrin. Is this a second Andrin? There's two now.
Yeah,
yes, this is a second Andrin.
It's a common name. Yeah.
How well does Andrin know our particular clan? Like, was he a member of our clan ever? Or
no, he's part of the Ernaldori clan. The Ernaldori clan is actually the clan that is based out of Clearwine, and in the Nemi Vale. So they're pretty much the biggest Kalimar clan. They're not. They're the first Kalimar kings were all of the Ernaldori clan. They're not always necessarily from that clan. There aren't any right now, but it's a very powerful, large clan. He's just a shit.
He's just a shit.
Yeah. Celadon. Meanwhile, all you guys have been talking. Celadon is actually like in the back, pours himself a cup of mead, just like gulps it down. Oh, let's add a big burp. If I may, my lord. Yes. Well, it just seems to me that in all our stories, no one can tell you what to do, and violence is always an option. Often come up as mottos of our people. But there's a third motto, isn't it? Isn't there?
There's always another way.
There's always another way. He kind of scratches his beard. He says, we'll tell them they'll have their cows. All 210. Perhaps the gods will be kind to us and we'll get them back.
Our people have always known
And
hunger.
we ask for the
A lot longer
slaves.
than we've known the Lunars.
I was going to say, and we asked for the slaves.
All right, bring her back in. We'll negotiate. Watson goes out. You hear her get laughed at for stuttering again. They come back in.
I'm gonna kick this guy's ass.
Fuck these people. Fuck
So
these-
she just walks. I love it's so good as a DM when you play like a total asshole and your character
This
just hates them.
kid. This little shit.
Well, that was quick. Come to a decision already?
Count again. No, I'm just kidding.
That was going to be my other suggestion.
learned-
Count our people again.
Horn that tells everyone to hide in the woods.
We demand
There's
a
only
recount.
200 people.
We demand
here.
another recount. We demand another recount. No,
Yes, we've all decided that you can't count. Count again.
count again. So she says, well, that was quick. You will have your cows. 100. No, all 210. Let it not be said that we don't pay our bills in full. Well, His Majesty and the Governor General will be most pleased. We have a request, though. Oh, you consider yourself in a position to make requests? The Sembari. What of them? We ask their freedom. No.
Oh, Jorganoth fucking tightens his hands clench by his sides when they say that.
We couldn't release known rebels back into the wild.
Could a challenge be in order
Several.
for the slaves?
That would be a bad idea.
They don't look very rebellious anymore.
Correct.
Also could watch them here, to be fair.
Well, then we would have to leave people to watch them here because I'm afraid that Sartar is a big country and a very hard country to manage because unfortunately a lot of you people are, well, rather unruly. And so I'm
You seem
afraid,
to have tabs on each one of us.
we couldn't possibly do that. But I thank you for the cattle. I'm sure the Sambari will come in most useful in aiding us and herding them.
Ten's not enough.
We'll manage.
Right. All right.
Dude, we are the badasses of this tribe. We can't just let them bend us
No,
over.
we're gonna steal those motherfucking cows back on the way, like a bunch of them. That's what we're gonna do. All right.
It's
Told you
the
10 wasn't
Lunar
enough.
Empire.
I'm gonna steal this guy. They don't have enough. They have a bunch of foot soldiers
No.
and 10 slaves.
Dude,
They
I'm
don't have
saying-
enough.
Iron
I'm
fucking
saying for
sword.
Kymries, they literally just took down like 4 other holds around us.
And those were cities.
Yeah, they
Okay.
just took down cities.
You have a hut and like a couple little huts around that hut. That's what your town consists of, right?
Yeah, we do.
No, you guys. No, Ken. He's
Nope.
giving them all 210 to tell
Yeah,
them to fuck off.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
the
They are
deal
not
was
going to
100
drive
cattle and-
210 cows back there with 10 slaves and a handful of like foot soldiers.
They
They're
can.
not even going to make it. They're dumb.
But leave that to a city folk to not know that,
Yeah,
right?
she's an
Yeah,
idiot.
Yeah,
We will
So,
gladly pick up the strays.
yeah,
yeah.
along the way.
So she goes, well, I will await the cows outside. And she goes outside.
210 bowls.
I wish we had 200. What? Oh my God, Troy's frozen.
Can Jorganoth say, do you want to count them or shall we? Can he say that? Can he fucking say that?
He can.
Would you like to count them or shall we?
Andrin just goes, We'll count them.
We'll check your math just in case.
And they leave. And
We might be
the door shut again. And Gordongar, tell the Pauls they need to get the cows together. They're probably in the hills looking for the third wind right now.
Yep.
We have to get word to them.
Don't exactly
I wonder who
like
could do that.
If I may, my lord, says Caledon. The
just let it. Yeah,
ones
let. Damn it.
who kill the ogress. If they get caught, we can always say they acted on their own. The one who rides the elk is related to the leader. It would not reflect back poorly on us. And certainly they seem capable of taking care of themselves. So they do, Caledon. So they do. Get word out to them. We'll meet them by the riddle, by my old hut, the one I put the wolf boy in.
Meeting place. Nice.
Meeting place. And that's where we're going to stop. Actually, going to be
Just
short,
shave
short
some
session
sheep
tonight.
and paint them black and white like cows and be like, these are cows.
This is a calf. What are you talking about?
These are baby cows.
And
These
the
dumb city folk.
cattle. Oh, we'll deal with that. There's always another way. I don't want to start you guys without Sarah doing the other part, so we'll stop there.
Yeah. We need to
Shit.
fill the cows with improvised explosive devices. Do we have grenades in
No,
Loranthia?
there are no Glocks. There are no grenades.
Shit.
There are no things.
No, this is the
I
right
would not
choice.
be doing.
It is.
I would not
You got
be
this.
doing my fans
It's gonna be
justice without
these
asking.
dumb city folks don't even know how hard it's gonna be to drive 210 fucking cows with a handful of hoplite soldiers who are not fucking ranchers and 10 fucking slaves. Like, impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Even if we weren't fucking with them, they would not get
No.
3/4 of that herd wherever they're going.
Nope. Well, that's that.
Just paint Rue like a sheepdog. Like
I was
okay.
thinking that for Syl too.
Bark.
I just lead them off.
She come back. They have
Paint
like
Discar
10
like the
cows left.
cow. Paint Kymrese like a slave. We all fit in.
Oh man, we're gonna have somebody holding like the cow head on the stick with the hide and like 4 people underneath it. Just like
Huzzah!
I am totally a cow.
moo.
I am totally a cow doing cow things. Moo.
Okay,
Oh, my
so
fellow cows.
just to
God.
clarify,
Like one of my
Sharky
favorite
says most Dali dwarves have grenades.
You
just
don't know
to
that.
clarify.
So
No.
there are grenades. Do they have Glocks?
They do not have
Do
Glocks.
they have Glocks? A blunderbuss will do.
They do have blunderbusses. They do. But,
Yes, I need to befriend some dwarves.
Gee,
Good
guys.
luck.
Gee.
Kymrese is little.
The
He'd get
Lunars
along.
have arrived.
If I can hear.
Do the-
No bat
do-
though, Christian. No bat.
No, not
Do
yet.
the dwarves have any like allies or enemies, or are they just kind of on their own thing?
Dwarves are pretty much so. There's in
Xenophobes.
general,
They hate everyone.
dwarves are huge dicks who hate everyone. Okay, and the reason for that is that dwarves are very different in RuneQuest than they are in like Nordic lore that influences most of our fantasy. So they're not like these little Scottish guys who hang out under the mountain. They're very they consider Mostel was the maker who made the world. They consider the world a machine, and they consider that the world and the machine is actually broken by the actions of both the gods and people, and they're trying to fix the machine. All right, and so they're very there's very little individuality amongst dwarves. They're very just like, this is my job, I go do it, hi ho, and they're almost like robotic, I guess would be a good term for them. So they're very hard to understand for most people. There are some dwarves who are considered heretics that have a policy that they call open-handism, where they'll actually like deal with and trade with like humans and other races. Typically, dwarves and elves and trolls hate each other. Okay. Iron was created by dwarves to specifically kill trolls and elves. It does more damage to them. It's like a poisonous metal to them. And so the dwarves will trade with humans. And the dwarf that's most famous in the Sartar region is Sildion the Wise. He has there's a dwarven hold, and he's traded with humans in the past. He actually was a friend of Sartar. Dwarves built a good portion of Boldholm.
He's traded reason for beans.
But dwarves also, after Sartar, dwarves, the kind of, nobody's like, there's a dwarven embassy that kind of connects underground, but it's been locked up for years in Boldholm. The dwarves haven't talked to anyone.
Okay, so the dwarves don't have anything to do with the Lunars at all.
Nope. Not the dwarves you would know about in your area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must get grenades.
So that's that. We're beginning some stuff here.
Shit.
And
it's a quick session tonight.
Yeah, quick session. I didn't want to go any further without everyone because the next one's going to be a very, very big one and a very important one. And sometimes it's fun to have a quick session. So yeah. This is 2 hours and 7 minutes is a very short session, actually. I expected you to mess around a little more than you did at the party.
At the harvest.
At the harvest. But yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Somebody messed around a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people messed around a lot.
In the group
that's
chat.
true.
In the group chat, I suggested a name for this episode.
What was that?
Let's see. What was it?
Waking up to big horns.
Waking up to big horns. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Everybody's pairing up. So cute. Kai, Reese, and Arisa. They were dancing.
The show days.
Gotta have those love arcs, man. Gotta have those love arcs. So yeah, usually Sarah does her thing, and I don't do it well, so someone else do it. I don't know what else we have. What do we have to say? Not it. All right, fine.
Hey, we're on social media and stuff. Follow us and share us.
I'll try it. Let's see.
The finale of Miru, Rainey's solo plays Miru. It just dropped today. He's going to be starting Miru 2 in like the next few weeks, but his finale is out today. So check it out on all major podcasting if you get a chance. That's all I got.
That is going on. This will be up as a podcast next week.
Yes.
Next Friday. I'm going to upload it right now because I'm not going to be around Monday to do it. So it'll be on YouTube right away. If you want the VOD, if you missed it. Other things going on. We'll hit this again in 2 weeks. Thank you again for 7,000 downloads. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
We're having a lot of fun playing this. We are working
eventually after Miru.
Vampire. It might actually take 1,000 years for us to complete it and live up to its name.
Nice.
No,
1,000. It'll be 1,000 pages long.
Yeah, most 800 of it is going to be Amber.
Mine.
Sharky says any news on merch.
Yeah, so we have like designs of shirts. Yes. We had like a website that was going on, and I have to ask Rainey what's going on with that because the idea was to launch that identically with the like the merch with the website. But we do have a Redbubble. And I think it's active. I'll have to check on that, and I will have that by next. You know what I'm gonna do next time? By next time, if the Redbubble isn't active, I'll just make it active, and you guys can go and buy our very cool shirts that Jess is wearing. If you want to, and we have plans for other ones too. Like what was the Aranina one?
Oh yeah, if your girl plays RuneQuest, that's not your girl. That's Aranina Copper Axe's girl.
Yeah, we gotta fit that on a shirt somehow.
So good.
So cool. But we plan to have some other stuff and stickers too. We're working on. I know Rainey's working on some stickers to finish up the design. And it'll just be like our DM's logo. I'd like to get some RuneQuest stuff too, but I'd have to probably talk to Chaosium about that to allow us to have actual runes and stuff on there with
cool.
our stuff. But yeah, so
I
we'll
have
merch
no
soon, Sharky.
idea if any of our viewers will be at Gen Con, but if you are and you find us, we'll be wearing shirts. I will have some cool handmade Glowforge merch on me, and I will just give this away to fans that find us in the wild.
And pins.
Yeah, there you go.
And
And
pins.
pins. Yep.
And pins. Yep.
Yep, and buttons and stuff. So come say hi if you see us in the wild at Gen Con.
Yeah. There you go. I think a lot of our listeners are actually in Europe, which is like really cool and crazy to me.
Hey, people travel internationally to come to Gen Con. So
if you go to Gen Con internationally,
Studio Agate comes all over. So
definitely look for these four. I'm lame. I won't be there, but they will be. And say hi.
He's
Kent
too
will
old
be
to a
wearing-
Gen Con party.
Shut up.
Can't keep up with the party at Gen Con.
Yeah, bullshit. Kent will be wearing a shirt that just says "I'm Kent." So look for
It'll
that.
be very easy to find.
Yes.
The rest of us will be wearing DMs After Dark shirts, or I'm just here to get Kent laid shirts.
One of the two.
Just like it's on my DMs After Dark business card.
I'm Kent.
Was
Yes,
it
we have
very blurry?
collectible
Okay.
business cards too. Collect all of them. They're all different. They're all great.
They came out so good.
So yeah, I think that's all we have. I'm not that organized tonight because I don't have Sarah to organize me. So I will try to do the thing. You can find us on all social media, YouTube, Twitch, which is where we are now,
Wherever
Facebook,
you get your podcasts.
Instagram, wherever you
Mhm.
find your podcasts, we're all there. Like and follow us because that is cool. Email me if you want, or us, dmsafterdark@gmail.com.
Yes.
I'm usually the one who replies, but you can email and ask questions or just say hi or make suggestions or tell me I'm pronouncing words wrong or whatever. It's
All
cool.
of those
I like
words.
hearing from you. All of the above. Tell me, like, why don't you know that you throw pottery? Something I learned tonight.
I also just learned this because you're getting a
Found
pottery
here,
wheel
too.
at the library.
So there you go.
I love my job. Learn all kinds of
yeah.
things.
You learn different shit. So there you go. That's all we got. So until next time, sneak off into the fields with someone you love.
wake up with big horns.
Aw.
Good night, everyone.
Love is everywhere. Gross.
It's everywhere. Everyone's
Gross.
falling in love, and we're about to be murdered by the Lunars.